Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activity and never be attached to not doing your duty.
Yes. So I'll show you. Yeah. I'm not able to see the screen, right?
This is all.
No, I'm just wanting to share here. I'm not able to see. Okay, yeah, I can see. Okay. So this is a very wonderful verse. In fact, this is one of the very famous verses, right? Karmanya Mahapaleshu Gadasana. People know this, right? Right. Okay, fine. Yeah. So this is very, very beautiful verse. Okay, so let us, you read the translation?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it says, you have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you're not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of the activities, and never be attached to not doing your duty. Yeah. Can you read the purport also? You can read the purport.
There are three considerations here: prescribed duties, capricious work, and inaction. Prescribed duties are activities enjoined in terms of one's acquired modes of material nature. Capricious work means action without the sanction of authority, and inaction means not performing one's prescribed duty. The Lord advised that Arjuna not be inactive, but that he perform his prescribed duty without being attached to the result. One who is attached to the result of his work is also the cause of the action. Thus, thus he is the enjoyer or sufferer of the result of such actions. As far as prescribed duties are concerned, they can be fitted into three subdivisions, namely routine work, emergency work, and desired activities. Routine work performed as an obligation in terms of the scriptural injunctions without desire for result is action in the mode of goodness. Work with results becomes the cause of bondage. Therefore, such work is not auspicious. Everyone has his proprietary right in regard to prescribed duties, but should act
If you wish to sit on the
without attachment to the result. Such disinterested obligatory duties doubtlessly lead one to the path of liberation.
Yeah. So this verse, actually, you can see put this verse, especially the translation, there are four things. No. So number one, so we can say it's like art of doing work. Hare Krishna, welcome. So yeah, so Krishna is very telling us the art of doing work, how one should be doing his work. So point number one is you have a right to perform your prescribed duty. So the first point is that one should be responsible. So whatever work one has to be responsible. And generally, the work what one is supposed to do is called prescribed duties. So I'll just a little bit tell what is prescribed duty. Prescribed duties mainly means, see, everybody has got certain acquired nature in this world. So we have certain inclination. Like everybody is uniquely, having certain nature. Like Bhagavad itself says about Chaturvarnya Maya system, Guna Karma Bhavishana. So based on one's qualities, different work will be suitable for him based on nature. Like somebody may be naturally inclined for reading, sharing, and this kind of worshipping, teaching others how to worship, and he's charitably disposed, and he may not like try to get too much into it for money or something. So this is called Brahminical qualities. So please keep us like that. And somebody may be more inclined for say, administration, or he likes to be manager and have some kind of control or department or something. Right? And it's quite suiting to him, you know. For some people, it's very, very, they would be scared with this kind of responsibility of administration or agriculture. They will find it very difficult to handle. You know? So there are people like that. Those will be having those kind of qualities. They will be travelers and they will have a lot of courage and, you know, they like to confront. So there are people of that nature. So they are like administrative class. And there's people, you know, mercantile class. So they are good in trading, and yeah, so their mind works like that. They're very good in that. They can get a lot of good ideas about how to increase the business or get the profit and all that. So that way. And there is another class called those who would be very easy and happy to assist other categories of people. So this is a labor class. So all of these inclinations are born out of one's qualities in terms of mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, what he has acquired in this world. So this mode of material nature is another subject matter. 14th chapter describes it very nicely. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance, different modes, you know, and based on the permutation and combination of with the permutation combination of different modes, we have certain unique qualities called acquired nature of ours. So Brahminical class is more of like, you know, predominantly mode of goodness, and the administrative class, you know, is like mode of passion more, and the mercantile class is like passion and ignorance kind of, and the liberal class will be more of predominantly ignorance. So basically, this is how different qualities we will be having, when the nature we will be having, inclination we will be. So it's always a mixture. You know? It's not like always. You understand? It's like a combination there. So among somebody who's Brahminical class also, so he may have also certain nature of administration. Can also be possible, but it's like a broad category. So, so this is how we may have different inclinations and nature. So Vedic life was actually very sensitive to this kind of natures of everyone. They were quite having this understanding of that how different people need engagement as per their nature, as per their inclination. That's how the Vedic society was designed. You know? So that's why everybody would be very happy. They would have job satisfaction. What people talk about. Because from childhood itself, you know, when they would go for Gurukul training, so the Guruji, you know, the master, so they were able to identify certain inclinations of that child. Accordingly, they would train them also in those kind of subjects also. You know? Like if somebody is of more of Brahminical nature, then he will be trained in certain kind of, you know, scriptures and all that worship and all that. Somebody has more administrative kind of inclination, then he'll be trained in certain kind of, you know, how to be expert in certain weapons or something. So that's right. And some kind of how to rule the kingdom, this kind of thing may be taught. And how to have good administration. And those who are in mercantile kind of inclination, they would get training accordingly. So that's how, you know, from childhood only, they would first try to identify what are the inclinations of the child. And so basic spiritual training is there for everyone, but the point is that the further, as per the inclination of the child, they would also have, you know, this training in their guna karma. I mean to say varna and ashram. So varna. So as per their varna, they will be trained so that they can have accordingly their prescribed duties or occupational duties also eventually. Like that. So varna and ashram. Varna is, you know, technically speaking, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Of course, don't misunderstand it with some kind of caste system, which is a kind of very distorted version of varnashrama system, because it just became a kind of okay, the son of Brahman is becomes Brahman. It is not like that. It's guna karma. It is based on the qualities and activities of the person. Based on that, it was there, not based on one's birth. So not based on birth. It was based on the qualities and activities. Guna karma Bhavishya is said. And that's very natural. It's very natural because there are always the people who have certain inclination, you know, where they are having this Brahminical inclinations, and somebody will be having administrative, and somebody will be having. So like teachers, administrators, mercantile community, and workers, something like that. So Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. That's how they would have education. And everybody is important, right? So, I mean, you need somebody to administrate. You need somebody to take care of the mercantile, trading and all that. Krishi, Kodacha, Vadacha, all that. And somebody is required for being at the groundwork, do a lot of things. So everybody is required, is how it is. So yeah, so Varna was mainly for the kind of occupational duties, engagements what we may have, and ashrama. Ashrama is brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyas. Brahmachari means those who would be, engaged in the service of the spiritual master. Brahmachari Gurukule, Vasandantu Guru Hitam. Acharan Dasavat Niche, Acharan Niche with Acharan Dasavat. So he is a sold out servant to Guru, and he would do the menial service to the spiritual master, and he would be learning the scriptures, and he would be living a very renounced life, and he would not be married. Brahmachari life was like that. But yeah, after getting the brahmachari training, if they want, they can get married. So it's called grihastha ashram. So practically everybody would get first brahmachari training in Vedic times. They would get. So mainly it was more for Brahminical class, Kshatriya class, and mercantile class, which is Vaishya. Shudra would not get that because they would have a different inclination, so they may not get. But they would also be, but under the guidance of other classes, so they would be also good that way. And yeah, so that training was there, and then they would be into the Grihastha The Grihastha also, they would have certain rules and regulations. That's why ashram. Ashram is what? Where you take shelter of God. So it was for spiritual cultivation. Even marriage was a kind of institution or the kind of arrangement by which one makes spiritual progress. It is not for some kind of some kind of program for some gratification. It's not like that. So marriage was actually a very sacred purpose of making spiritual progress, cultivation of spiritual life. In fact, Vivaha means Vishnu ka jahan vahan hota hai. So it is like you keep Krishna or Vishnu in the center of your family. So the family which prays together, stays together, the family which sings together, clings together, the family which dines together, shines together, say like that. So family which dances together in kirtan, advances together in Krishna consciousness, in God consciousness, like that. So basically the family life was centered upon God. This is what it's called ashram. It's a shelter of God. And the third thing is when the next order is vanaprastha. Vanaprastha means after you become 50, then you may take retirement from the active family life, and then you will start more focusing on cultivating God consciousness without getting much engaged in the duties of the family life. It's called vanaprastha. So 50, 51, 52, 53. In Hindi it is 51, 52. It is one. That means people will retire from the family and then go to some other place. One now one is not there. So somebody can come more to temple more all that. And then there is sannyas. So sannyas is like after some time, as vanaprastha they become very mature, then we take sannyas. So why I'm saying this because these are all different prescribed duties based on one's varna and ashrama also. Certain duties which you have to do. So now, whenever you have any work, that means certain duties, so 4 things are important. First thing is, whatever work you have got as per your prescribed duty, as per your inclination, like all of you now, as per your inclination, likely, you have now studies to do, right? So this is your duty. So now, first thing is that you have to be responsible. That's number 1. So one has to be responsible. Second, what is the second thing is, you are not entitled to fruits of action. That means be detached from the fruits of your result. Fruits of your work. One should be detached from the result of one's action. That means, okay, you study, but in terms of marks, in terms of degree, in terms of whatever you desire to win, this is all not in your hand. So you have to be detached from that. And the third thing is, never consider yourself the cause of the result of your activities. That means, don't become proud. Don't think that because of you you're going to achieve something. No, it's not you. It's not you. So in 18th chapter, if you read Bhagavad Gita, there are 5 factors for someone's getting any result. So one of the very prominent factors is Deva. That means the Lord. That is one very prominent. And there are other factors also, like one's endeavor, and the types of endeavor. There are different things I mentioned. One's karma and all that. So, but the point is, the most important factor is the factor of Krishna, the Lord. So Lord gives the fruit of your work. It is in his hand actually. You know? So even our karma is also in Lord's hand. It's not that karma is independently working. There is another philosophy called karma mimamsa philosophy. As per that, they say karma is everything. And even God cannot help. If you have a karma, no, but it's not like that. Actually, the right philosophy is that even karma also is subordinate to the Lord. If Lord desires, He can change your karma also. It's possible. So your ultimately your birth, your death, your any situations of life is ultimately under the control of Krishna, under the control of God. So He only brings different kinds of situations and everything. He is the ultimate cause of whatever you face in your life. So that's how. So you are not the cause of the result of your activity. You are not the cause. So you are to understand this. That means you cannot be proud. And the third and the fourth thing is, okay, so you may say, okay, I have to be responsible, fine. And then I should not be attached to the fruits of my work also. So why should I work? And I'm not the cause. I mean, I cannot take the credit that I did it because of me it happened. So better I'll not work only. Because anyway, it is up to the hand of God only. He will do anyway whatever he has to do. So why should I work? And I'm not supposed to be attached to the result also. So Pura to Lilia and everything you've spoken everything. I'll not work only with it. Then he says, never be attached to not doing anything. Don't be lazy. You have to work. If you don't work, it is also simple. So you have to work also. So it's like you have checkmated now. So you have to be responsible, and then you should not be attached to the result of your work. The third thing is don't be proud, and fourth is don't be lazy also. You understand? So proud you understand in the sense that don't think you are the cause of your result. You are not the cause. Now, just to explain you this, I'll explain you a small example. So what happened? Once there was a person who was very good doctor, and a little far away from village, a city, very good doctor. So what happened that, and he was atheist. That person was very great atheist. So once what happened, there was an emergency situation. So from the village, so he was a devotee. So he got some kind of very terrible problem in his body. So because of that, now he has to get urgently admitted somewhere. And then he was with all the arrangement. I mean, it was very very great emergency situation. So he just was brought to that hospital. A little far, but there's no option. They brought him, and then he was admitted to the hospital. And then what happened? He was a doctor and he was a atheist, and then he agreed. He did the whole thing, and he really worked hard. And then the patient was saved. And then he took the chance and he said, because with that devotee, there's another sannyasi also. So he just tried to ridicule the sannyasi. He says, what sannyasi? What your God did? This your fellow devotee whom you love so much. Your prayer, your worship, your God, nothing helped. What is this? Who saved? I saved your this friend. Like that he was kind of boasting, the atheist. So Sannyasi said, okay, doctor, I have one question. I will answer you, but I have one question to you. Okay, what question? He said, did it ever happen in your life that you're trying to work on some patient, you're trying to save them? But I mean, sometimes, it's the nature of this, but sometimes you found that sometimes the patient died also. It happened ever. It very normally happens. It was actually a trap. So then what happened then this doctor said, he casually said, no, man, mostly I saved the people. But sometimes, yeah, sometimes some patient died also. Yeah, it happened. Then he told, you're a murderer, you're a killer. Then, what are you talking? What happened? You're crazy. Why are you saying like this? How can I be? I am trying to do nice work for the people. How can I be murderer? What kind of accusation are you putting on me? He was completely taken aback. They said, see, doctor, they're trying to save my friend, and he got saved. Then you said that I have saved him. I have saved your friend. So now when you're trying to work on another patient and he gets killed, then if you have saved, then you have killed also. Right? Another patient died, then you have killed, then you have become murderer also. You getting this point, right? So that opened the mind of this doctor. Said, yes, it's very logical. So when he was trying to save, the person got saved. So he's taking the credit, I have saved. When he's trying to work on a patient dies, then he should take the credit for killing him also. Then you should say that I have killed. Go and submit to police. But they will say, no, no, I tried my best, but it's not in my hand. then when you are trying to save, then it is in your hand. Huh? So we take credit, that. So the point is that the result is never in our hand. We have to be very conscious. See, what happens is, we are not able to see that the thin line. So it just looks like, okay, you go in a kitchen, you cook, nice food comes out, and everybody is happy and everything. You have cooked so nicely, very nice, very nice, very nice. So it is just so difficult for us to understand that I am not the cause of that result which is. But actually speaking, from a spiritual perspective and from the perspective of the Shastra, and in reality also, actually the outcome of your work is not in you. Actually, that is actually given by Krishna. It's actually given by God for any work. You understand? So, so that's how one has to be convinced. As devotee, you have to be convinced that actually the result of all my work is going to be given by Krishna. I can do my work, that's my right, but the result will be by Krishna. You understand? Even see, I have to lift my hand, right? So I can only desire, but the Lord has to sanction. So this is a tripod, So this is a Supreme Lord, and or you can say Paramatma, and then there is material nature, and there is the Jivatma, all of us. Soul. Soul, can understand the tripod? Soul, then there is the material nature, and then there is the Supreme Lord. So now the soul can be desired. It can desire, okay, I want to lift my hand. Now it's up to the Lord. So Lord may see, okay, he has a karma wherein he can lift his hand. He has some good karma, he can lift it. So he will instruct the material nature. Okay, allow him. So material nature will actually make sure that he lifts it. You getting his point? So see, it's very subtle, But for example, let's say you want to lift your hand. Now, till now my hand is working, right? And I'm so confident that anytime I desire to lift my hand, I can lift my hand. But imagine, I just desire to lift my hand, and one particular fine day, I find that I'm not able to lift my hand. Can it happen? Yes, it can happen. People get paralysis sometimes. They get paralyzed. Parkinson disease or something, paralysis. So I just can't lift my hand. So what happened? So I would desire, the jiva desire, the soul, the jiva desire, and then the karma, as per my karma, that it might have got exhausted, that no more I can lift my hand. Then the Lord, under the direction of the Lord, the material nature is then getting the instruction, no more raising hand. Sorry. Then no matter how hard you try, you just can't raise your hand. Because that's how it is. But yes, the Lord is the ultimately, He is in control, ultimately. So even if sometimes your karma is exhausted, the Lord still may allow material nature, still instruct the material nature to help you lift your hand. Possible. Still it is possible. Like there was one devotee Mataji, in Pune. Her name is Mother Mohan Muni Mataji. So she was very young. She was in like 19 or 20 something like that. But she got a disease at the age of 30 or maybe 7, 8 or something. But she was extraordinarily very advanced devotee, very advanced. So she was not a very sannyasi and all that. She was very, in terms of her devotion and everything. So what happened that as per the astrological calculation and as per the doctors, she was not supposed to live so much. She was like about to leave the body at the age of 18 or something. Even as per the astrology and everything. So basically her karma was like that. I don't know, karma you say, whatever you say. She surely was very great. But the point is that as per whatever destiny perspective, she was supposed to leave the body at the age of 18. But what happened? It just continued. She lived for more. I think maybe not 18, maybe like 15 or 16 she might have. But then she lived more. She was like maybe 25 or something. I'm not sure how much. So it was getting extended. So then she asked the question to her spiritual master that as per the doctor, as per my astrological chart and everything, it is proven that I was supposed to be body quite early, but still I'm living how. So then his spiritual master told, because you're practicing devotional service, so Krishna may be wanting some more service from you in this body. So he has allowed you. So it is ultimately in the Krishna's hand. You understand this point? So some people like Karma Mimamsa followers, they think that karma is all in all. Even nobody can live. But it's not like that. So those who perform devotional service, so for them, yes, karma may be there in terms of some kind of reward, but actually it is in Krishna's hand. Ultimately, the devotee is in Krishna's hand. Even if you start chanting one round of Hare Krishna, from that day onwards, you are no more under material energy. You are under Krishna directly. Yeah, that's true. So all of you can start chanting one round of Hare Krishna. Then you would be under direct in charge of Krishna. But the point is, Krishna may still keep your karma account with him, and he may release the karma as per your naughtiness, whatever you may do in life. Yeah, he may do that. He may allow that. But Krishna will take care that you progress in Krishna like that. So he may allow our karma to come, but ultimately it is not directly by material instruments. Actually, under the jurisdiction of karma, very direct. But when you say, but what is the difference when somebody is not a devotee? The difference is that there the system is set. So usually Krishna won't interfere. I mean, Krishna is ultimately sanctioned, but the system is so set right that the sanction is there. As per the karma, sanction is kind of there. Krishna doesn't interfere so much. The system is there, and he is just like in the Microsoft, everything is under sanction of who? Say Bill Gates, I don't know, Bill Gates. Okay. So ultimately, he's a sanction, right? But it's not that every case goes to him. Like you're getting this point. He may not interfere. But say Bill Gates' relative, his nephew is there. So then Bill Gates will have, he'll be specially in charge for that. Correct? So very personal interest. So he will be under the system, but at the same time, not that way. There will be difference also. So devotee may be under this material laws, but still is a difference because he is now under direct connection with Krishna also. So there is a special privilege for a devotee in that sense. Anyway, so to be responsible, we have to be responsible in our work. Second, don't be attached to the result of your action. Third, don't be proud. And fourth is, don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. So this is how one can perform it. So now there are many more things can be discussed. I don't have time now. I have to go for seva service. So, but I'll just tell this point that this point I want to emphasize that this is a very important thing for us to understand that results are not in our hand. So, but at the same time, you cannot get away from your duties also. See, that's what, never be lazy is telling also. So you have to be responsible, at the same time you cannot be lazy. At the same time, don't be attached to them. So this understanding we must have. Because ultimately, a devotee's focus should be why, again. So if I have to work in a responsible manner, I cannot be lazy. Then what should be my consciousness? Our consciousness should be that whatever responsibility I have got in terms of work, let me do that work by honest means for the pleasure of Krishna, for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. So that way, that work actually can bring forth spiritual advancement. You get purification of heart. You get purified. It's typically called karma yoga. So you do that work for the pleasure of Krishna. You're getting this point? Yeah, because the Guru and the Vaishnavas also will be wanting you to do that. Like we also have some students here. So we tell them, you study well. So that's the desire of our teachers also, spiritual teachers also. Right? Because that way they can organically grow in their life. That's important. Same way, somebody may be family man, maybe having son, daughter, to take care of that. So there's a prescribed duty. So they have to do that duty. But how do those duty in a way that it is pleasing to God? Do in the best way by which you can actually please. You get it? So that way works become worship, you see. That way your work also is, it becomes kind of worship. Because then you are making spiritual advancement. But otherwise, just simply work is not worship. If simply work is worship, then the ass, what do you say, ass, donkey. The donkey will be the greatest worship because he keeps working whole day. So if you don't go and say, oh my dear donkey, you're such a great worshipper of Lord because you always keep working. Everybody is working. No. So people say work is worship, but they don't know what kind of work is worship. So the kind of work where you have this attitude of being responsible, not attached to the fruits of your work, you are not proud, you're not lazy, you give credit to the Lord, and you work for His pleasure. That kind of work becomes quite sure. That will bring further spiritual advancement for you. So it's a very important topic, and many of us, get very much bogged up with this, result. Too much focus on result, but result is not easy. I have seen in my life when I was in my college, people who were having 9 pointers, 9.5 pointers, they did not get good jobs. But those who were like 6, 7 pointers also, they got sometimes the dream jobs, which even 9 pointer or 10.5 pointer could not get. We have seen many times. Some people have not got educated much, they have become billionaires. And some people, they were too educated and everything, they don't have much, I mean, comparatively. There is always a situation in this. But problem what happens is we see some kind of, okay, he worked hard, he got it. So we think, this is how it is. So sometimes the thin line we're not able to get finished. But actually in that case also, he worked, he got, but the result department was under Krishna. His work department was with him. So sometimes we are not able to, we get confused. But we will not get confused if you actually know the scriptures properly. That way. So is it clear, everyone? Whatever we discussed today? So you like to have some reflection? Quickly, because I have to really go on. Okay, you're ready?
Yeah, do your work. Don't be attached to the results. Don't be proud if you are successful, and do not be lazy about your work.
Okay.
You should not be proud if you have done the action, and you should not be lazy. One should not be lazy about not doing the responsibility or the work.
That is also sinful. I will say sin. Like Arjuna was thinking why to fight or not. No want anything. So Krishna don't know. That kind of inaction is sinful. Anyway, I think you just kept, I mean, you all go the same, the 4 points in between. Okay, fine. Other things I just tried to explain with an example. Yeah, just try to understand. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So we will come back at 7:40 around. Then we'll have another session. So in case you are around, you can come. And in the meanwhile, if you want to chant, you can chant. Or you want to take dinner, you can take dinner. Or you just want to take rest, sitting on the chair, you can take rest. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.